Hello, welcome to 3470 Delivery of Human Services. My name is Dr. Anayeli Lopez and I will be your instructor this semester. The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of who I am so that you can get to know me. I am originally from Guanajuato, Mexico, but I grew up in Warsaw, Indiana. When I was 10 years old, my parents decided to take me and my oldest sister to live in Warsaw, Indiana. My mother had different family members who had immigrated from Mexico many years before we arrived. And my two youngest siblings, one of them, he was born in Mexico, but he was brought to the US when he was three, and my little sister, she was born in the US. Um, Upon arriving, like many families who come from other countries, I had to learn to speak English as well as to learn more about the American culture. Even though we experience different struggles moving from one country to another, including financial barriers and again learning the language and culture, there were many people in my life who were supportive and who helped me to make a smooth transition. This included my elementary teachers, ESL teachers, and other community leaders. And there were people along the way who continued to help me to learn English and who helped me to do well academically. Um, because I would like to note that my parents, even though they uh, tried to learn English, it was more difficult for them because it is harder to learn a language when you're an adult, and also they had lower levels of academic education. They were only able to complete maybe third or fourth grade of academic education. But again, there were other people there who were very supportive, and I would like to acknowledge that because of these people and the schools and the community of Warsaw, I was able to succeed and be able to be the first member of my family to graduate from college. I am a Grace College alum. I graduated from Grace College in 2007 with a major in business administration and psychology. At that time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do as a career. I was confused, like many college students. I was a traditional college student, and uh, back back when I was in college, Grace had a social work major. So I met a professor in the social work department at Grace College, and she talked to me about social work as a major. I didn't really know what it consisted of. But based on my interest and passions, she encouraged me to explore social work. But because I was already a junior by that time, she said, "Well, people knew me as Anna or Anna. Why don't you uh, graduate with the current majors because you're already a junior towards the end of my junior year, but you should consider social work for your master's degree." And I had been doing different volunteer work in the community of Warsaw. Back then, there was a program called Sus Amigos through Cardinal Services. And Sus Amigos was a program to help the Latino immigrant population make a transition into their new community. And I was part of the task force committee and I really loved giving back to my community and helping others, just like many people in my community had helped me succeed in many ways. Um, so eventually, I applied to pursue an MSW, and I ended up moving to Cleveland, Ohio after Grace College to pursue an MSW at Case Western Reserve University. While I was there, I had the opportunity to work leading different programs at the Boys and Girls Club in Cleveland. And I also had the opportunity to work at an organization that focused on asset development. Basically, asset development provides accounts called IDAs. This means that people save money to continue their education, to open up a business, or to buy a home. And we provide different classes to help them become more knowledgeable about managing their money and saving money. So it was a very good experience for me working in both the Boys and Girls Club and the other asset development organization. Upon graduating from an MSW, I went back to live in the community of Goshen, Indiana. That's where I obtained a job at Goshen College, developing a new program, and that was my focus of that was the focus of my degree. My MSW concentration was on community and social development. So for the program at Goshen College, I helped again develop a program which consisted of doing outreach to the Latino community in Goshen and surrounding communities. And we provided workshops to teach Latino families about how they could support their children academically so that they would be prepared for college. We also talked to them about different opportunities, such as how students could apply for financial aid, for scholarships, um, and even how the American educational system works, because many of the parents studied in Mexico and the school system works differently. So we talked to them about, for example, that whenever their children were going to miss school, they needed to contact the school to let them know, because those were things that they didn't even know. And even, for example, understanding the letter system in the US, because, for example, in many Latin American countries, they use a number system. So a 10, for example, is the same as an A. So those were some of the topics that we talked about. And I also taught classes in which we collaborated with the community, with different organizations, and with Latino families. So the purpose of this program or courses was to help prepare our students at Goshen College to work with Spanish-speaking families. And by interacting with the families, they were also able to practice their Spanish. And later on, I decided to pursue my PhD, and I became motivated while I was in Goshen because we also conducted research, and I realized that I was really passionate about making a difference through teaching and conducting research and through doing community outreach. So I ended up applying to a combined PhD program at Boston College, which I recently graduated from. I finished my PhD degree in October, And in terms of my family, I am married. My husband's name is Juan, and I have two young children that I had during the time that I was completing my PhD. My oldest son's name is Gabriel, and he is 5 years old. My youngest son's name is Tony, and he's going to turn 3 in February. Um, and I personally like to read in my free time, which I haven't had a lot of free time, especially during that time that I was completing my PhD, and pray, listen to worship music, and um, just to spend time with my children and my husband. Again, it is great to have you in this course. Please know that I'm available if you have questions. We can talk virtually. We can use Google Hangouts or Skype or Zoom, whatever works best for you. Or you can also email me and I will be glad to respond to your questions. I look forward to working with you in the next 5 weeks. Thank you.